Hello Year 9, welcome to your second Lord of the Flies lesson, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to put up on full screen for you. There are some people, I think, that were a little bit confused yesterday about how much of the work pack that you needed to do. Each of these lessons will give you a little chunk of the work pack to do. Okay, so you're doing it at little bits at a time. You don't need to sit down and do it all from the beginning. Okay, we're only going to be doing the little bit that I say in the video. So you should be able to see the opening slide. We have cunning. Do you think Jack has been presented as cunning in the novel so far? Explain your answer. We then have our new word, it's insurrection. So if you want to have a go at answering those questions based on what you think it might mean, pause the video and do that now. If not, insurrection is a violent uprising against an authority or government. So again, pause the video and just write that down. So going back to our questions then, how has Golding foreshadowed insurrection happening on the island? So what has he done? What has he had the boys do and say to hint, to foreshadow that this is going to happen? And how could insurrection link to the theme of fear? So how does the boys fear their fear of the beast? Possibly explain why an insurrection, a rebellion might happen. Okay, so our knowledge goal today is to explain how Golding explores the theme of fear in chapter 8 and how this leads to the breakdown of civilization. Okay, so we're looking at chapter 8. We're going to think about how this develops your impressions of the characters and themes, how Golding uses chapter 8 to explore the theme of fear and the effect it has on the boys and the breakdown of their civilization. So, I'd like you to read the start of chapter 8, either using the YouTube link that was on class charts or just reading it yourself, and read until Jack breaks away from the group. Then answer these two questions. How is Golding foreshadowing the breakdown of civilization here? How does this link to the breakdown of the relationship between Jack and Ralph? So how has that relationship that we've seen sort of get worse and worse and worse, how does that complete breakdown link to the breakdown of civilization? So again, get that reading done, pause the video, answer those questions please. So then I want you to read the next section of chapter 8, again either yourself or following the YouTube link, and stop where Jack leaves a gift for the beast. He leaves the head of the pig that he's killed. Why is this sacrifice and offering so important? And how might the concept of sacrifice have a wider significance in the novel? And if you want to push yourself higher, think about the religious connotations and symbolism of sacrifice. So, once you have done that, I'd like you to read this little extract. So how is the boy's fear of the beast presented in the language Golding uses to describe this kill? So how does he present the fear of the children through the language he uses to describe this kill? And how does this show the breakdown of civilization? Here, struck down by the heat, the sow fell and the hunters hurled themselves at her. This dreadful eruption from an unknown world made her frantic. She squealed and bucked, and the air was full of sweat and noise and blood and terror. Roger ran round the heap, prodding with his spear whenever pig flesh appeared. Jack was on top of the sow, stabbing downward with his knife. Roger found a lodgment for his point and began to push till he was leaning with his whole weight. The spear moved forward inch by inch, and the terrified squealing became a high-pitched scream. Then Jack found the throat and the hot blood spouted over his hands. The sow collapsed under them, and they were heavy and fulfilled upon her. So, pick 2 or 3 quotes from that little extract and answer the question, how does this extract show the boys' fear of the beast? How does that fear, that behaviour, link to the breakdown of civilization? Okay? So what I'd like you to do is when you have done that, when you have done those mini PEs, I would like you please to Again, take a screenshot of them and email it to me, or just email me them directly if you've typed it up. Thank you. I've had 4 or 5 of you that have given me work from the lesson from yesterday. It's really, really important that you are watching these videos, that you are completing the work, and that you are then sending it to me so I can check that you're working and I can check that you know what it is that you are doing. Okay, doing a little bit a day, getting yourself into a schedule and a routine is the best way to get through the next few months. Okay, so our final slide. How is Jack presented as cunning in the way he plans to take the boys on Ralph's side away from him? An insurrection. Why do you think Jack's insurrection failed when he publicly tried to break away from Ralph? So these are your final 2 questions. We don't need to do anything from the booklet today. We're going to read the second half of chapter 5 tomorrow, and you'll do the chapter 8 section of the booklet tomorrow. Okay, so the only thing I want you to do today is answer the questions on these slides and then write me your 2 or 3 mini PEs based on this slide and then send them to me. Okay, guys? Again, any questions, please let me know. Bye.